Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I do these videos just to educate women more on their body's health, hormones, and how to match your whole food nutrition to your body and your hormones to get and keep a better and easier result. I am the author of the book, The Female Fat Solution, and the host of the podcast, which you can find this on Amazon. The host of the podcast, The Female Health Solution, which is on all places podcast. And today I want to talk about some hot flash relief. These are natural things you can do, and there's still one more tick mark that I'm going to talk about. That's a really important thing. Some natural things to do to really just target hot flashes like immediately. There's a lot of advice out there on hot flashes, how to get an improvement with them, because this is one of the most disruptive things for women when you go into perimenopause or menopause. And there's so many things out there, like a list of like 10 supplements. Take all of these supplements. Well, okay, a couple of things about that is if you start taking all of these supplements at once, it's kind of like, well, what's working, what's not working? If something gets worse, what's making it worse, right? So I typically don't recommend a ton of supplements for women. Only ones that are really effective, really efficient, needed, and oftentimes these aren't things that you're going to need to be on forever, right? There's a core, few, supplements that I do recommend for people, like, a multivitamin, fish oil, vitamin D, right? Yes, fantastic, right? That's just for your overall health. The healthier you are overall, the easier time you're going to have through these transition phases. But of course, because you're getting a new body, you need to alter and shift some of the other things that you're doing, just tweak it so that you keep a better result. And it's just easier. It's just easier, right? Okay, so when we talk about this, again, the way I focus on this for women is all about things that you can do, can take control of. And again, not just throwing a bunch of supplements in your face, right? Can some of them help? Yes. But again, let's start with the most efficient and effective and go from there, right? I also still have room on the waitlist. Let me put this in the comments right now. You can get added to the 12-week menopause challenge waitlist. I am starting a new 12-week challenge. It is for women who are in perimenopause or menopause. For any reason, any age that you are in, perimenopause or menopause, this is the challenge for you, because you are going to learn exactly what your new body needs and what to eat day to day, week to week, month to month, to make sure that you are maintaining your best, healthiest body, and you can get some amazing results. And it's, a lot of women struggle with weight loss, that, weight around their midsection. That's something we target, but we target other things too, your energy, your sleep, right? Hot flashes, if that's something you're struggling with. So get on that wait list. You will actually get a sneak peek of what's going to happen when we start. July 1st is when we start that menopause challenge. You get a sneak peek and you get to kind of look behind the scenes at all of it while on that wait list. So don't hesitate, don't wait, sign up right now. After the video, I'll also put a link there if you have some extra questions or you want to chat with my team, say you don't want to wait, because they only take so many women in this challenge. If you want to chat with somebody on my team, if you have some questions or want to get started, I'll go ahead and put a link to schedule a call with my team. So if you are one of those gals who are like, I don't want to wait, I don't want to miss out, then you can schedule a call there. Otherwise, get on that wait list. You don't want to miss out on amazing things there. Okay, so the hot flash relief. First thing, the supplement that I start with for women right off the bat. And again, I don't recommend a ton of them, only ones that are really necessary, but the one to try would be the black cohosh. That is, a lot of research has been done on this. It has shown very positive results, right? There's a ton of other stuff you can do, the red clover or raspberry or all these other things, right? The clary sage, let's start with this one and see how effective it is from there, especially if you are a gal that's struggling a lot. The next couple of things here are actually really big triggers for hot flashes. So cut those out, right? This is a natural way that you can really cut the hot flashes that you're having. Cutting sugars. This is any excess sugar. Alcohol, sugars. I know. I'm sorry. The wine. Yeah. And then any excess sugars. Usually if you're going to use sugars or any type of sweetener in something, for the time being, again, this is a temporary thing, still use some, honey or maple syrup or agave or something. Just, make sure you're moderating the amounts and track how much you're having and how many hot flashes you're having. Also, decreasing your stress is going to be really important. Stress is a big trigger for hot flashes as well, right? Shocker. The other thing, because this happens very rapidly, hot flashes do. And wow, I just realized how crazy my hair looks. That's fun. Sorry. Sometimes I get so excited about doing a video where I'm like, oh my gosh, women need to know this. And I don't even like do a check before I get on video because I'm like, no one really cares what I look like. Everyone, like, this is important. This is what you're here to learn. I'm here to help you. Okay. I'll look better tomorrow, I promise. But when we go through all these things, you can be taking the black cohosh, you can be cutting your sugars and counting your sugars, and you can be like, okay, I'm trying to really work on my stress, but what else? The mechanism in your body when you have a hot flash and what actually happens, it's this whole like surge that happens as your body's shifting through this big hormonal change. One of the things that actually gets taxed a lot is your liver. Yeah, your liver has a lot of work to do. It is really trying to do a lot. You know, it's processing stress, processing all that excess hormone. So there is something that I really love for liver. It's very gentle. It's easy to kind of implement here. Dandelion. Now you can take this as a supplement, but you know what? A tea is great. Dandelion root, tea. Just having, and again, this is something where if you're like, okay, if I have a cup of tea or two every day, my hot flashes are getting better. I'm able to move through them easier. This is great. Overall, my hormonal symptoms are getting better. And does the dandelion help with the hot flash? Not in a direct way, but it's more of that other pathway and the other things that are happening in your system at the same time. Your liver is going through a lot. It is really doing a lot of work. Help your liver out. Get some dandelion tea in. It will help a ton. A ton. And again, this is something easy to do, and it's tea, right? Can you drink too much of it? Well, yes, don't drink the whole package. That's excessive. But you know, have enough where you're like, okay, yes, I'm noticing a difference. I'm noticing a positive change. This has been great. I know I can keep doing this. And if it's something where you're like, well, I haven't had tea in like 5 or 6 days. Oh, my hot flashes are ramping up again. Yeah. Is it really that? Yeah. Just that easy. You know, that easy and simple to do, right? So that would be it. If you're going to get anything, start with the black cohosh, get a dandelion tea, which they have at the grocery store, right? Super easy peasy. And then, again, cutting these things out. These are natural ways to get your system to function better. You know, if you're bombarding it with a ton of supplements, you know, then sometimes not only does it not know what to do with all of that, it has to process all of it. It's not used to all of it. It can be more stressful on your system than anything else. And if you're like, well, I'm taking these 5 supplements for hot flashes and I don't really know if it's working. That alone, the fact that it's 5 supplements can be something that's too much for your body to handle. Like, whoa, buddy, take it easy, rein it in. Just let's start with 1 and ease into it. Does it kind of stink to have to wait for that relief from your hot flashes? Yes. But when you find the right combination for you, you really are going to get a better result and be able to keep it. That's the biggest key. Again, women's health has not been studied. You'd think that for women going through menopause, half the population on the planet for thousands of years, this has been happening. You think we'd have a better handle on it, right? Right? Oh, this is one of the things that frustrates. I'm going to start sweating because it frustrates me. That women still have to go through this and that there's no answers out there. So, it's my mission to educate women and to get more good information out there for women so that you can just understand this is how my body's working now and these are the things that I need to shift and change to work with my new body. You're not doing anything wrong, right? It's not that, you know, you messed up on something, which is really often the message that we get when our bodies don't seem to function properly. Oh my gosh, this is a little bit of a side note. Okay, before I go into my side note, because it gets me a little fired up, again, I want to remind you, if you have not signed up for the waitlist on the 12-week menopause challenge, do it now. And if you have any other specific questions, again, on the challenge or what it's about and want to schedule a call with my team, I'll put a link after this video right below so you can sign up for a call with my team. But again, click that right now. Do not hesitate to get on that wait list because there's a ton of great stuff that is on the wait list to get you started. This is just like tip of the iceberg of what we go into. Really just the tiny little drop in the bucket is all this information. But there was something that I saw where there was a list of comments by women. It was a post. And it was all these comments where women were commenting on their terrible experiences with the health profession over their lifetime, in terms of like, I went in and the doctor said I was crazy, or I was making it up, or didn't believe I was in pain, and my appendix burst and I almost died because they told me to go home because they said I was making up how much pain I was in, blah, 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 right? That women are not believed when we go to the doctor. We're told we're crazy. You know, we're told that we're hysterical. That was a thing. That was a thing until pretty recent, history, that they called it like female hysteria. That was a diagnosis for women. Oh, she's just crazy. It's in her head. What? Instead of actually listening to women and their medical complaints, right? They're just like, oh no, let's ignore them completely. That was like part of it, and it still exists today. There is still some of that out there, and I know those of you watching have experienced this. I have had visits like this at the, going into the doctor to be like, you walk in, I'm explaining what's going on, and they like dismiss you, and they're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. You seem fine. No, well, no, I'm not sure. No, it's okay, right? Let's just get you out of here. Shuffle you along, right? Like, not taking you seriously, or not, if, say you need to see a specialist, or you want to see, some type of specialist, you need a referral to see the specialist, but they won't send you the referral because they think that you're nuts, right? Yeah, yeah. I actually had thyroid issues after my first, after each of my pregnancies. My first was, this is just a small example. I'm sure you guys have this, but I'm sharing this because this is an example of how easy it is to dismiss women's symptoms. After my first was born, I had no idea that I was prone to thyroid issues. So I had a thyroid storm after each pregnancy. So I would go hyperthyroid and then hypo. And during the hyperthyroid, I was exhausted, sweaty, all this stuff. Like, I would drop weight really quickly. And then I would go hypo, and then I would get so fatigued that I couldn't even carry the baby. Like, if I would park, drive to a parking lot, even for like the doctor's visit or whatever, if I was going to the grocery store, I would have to park next to the cart corral and move the baby's car seat right into one of the carts that's in the cart corral and take the baby in, because I couldn't carry the cart all the way from the car into the store and walk around the store. Couldn't, I physically, my arms would shake in fatigue, and they would give out, exhausted. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm a new mom. I'm so tired. Of course all new moms are tired, right? So I'm going in for the baby's, I don't remember if it was 4-week or 6-week check or whatever it was, right? And they're like, oh, how's the baby? And they always ask, how are you? I was like, oh, I'm really tired, I'm really tired. I'm having a hard time because I'm so tired. Oh, okay. Yeah, not new moms have that. Yeah, I know. I'm trying. It's a struggle, though. And I'm not a complainer, and I was so exhausted I couldn't even think straight in my own head that there was a problem. Yet they just kind of brush by all the things, you know what I mean? So all these, so it wasn't until later I had, and it was because I was in graduate school, I had a clinician as a professor who was like, yeah, you seem really tired. This seems a little excessive. Let's just do a blood draw. It's really easy. Take just a minute. Let's just see. Maybe it's just that you're low in iron and you need some more iron. You lost a lot of blood during your C-section. There were some issues, so let's just check you out. Do a little blood panel. And they ran ordered a full panel, and it was, I wasn't anemic. I had thyroid issues. Right? But I had seen how many doctors I had. I was in the hospital for 3-4 days with a C-section. I had home nurse care. I had 2 visits from a home nurse. I had, then the follow-up doctor's appointments in the office. I think it was at least 2 of them there too, right? So I'm seeing different medical professionals, and they're, And when they ask, I'm like, yes, I'm really tired and I'm really struggling. Just, oh yeah, everybody has that. Yeah, I know. Oh no, oh, what I was having was not normal. Oh, okay. But how many women have these experiences and they're totally brushed aside, right? Totally brushed aside as nothing, or it's in your head, or you need to buck up, or whatever, right? Oh, I'm having really bad hot flashes. Yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, you probably just need more sleep. Well, yeah, I'm in menopause. I'm going through menopause, so I'm not sleeping at all either, and I'm gaining weight, and I feel like garbage. Yeah. Ugh. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating sometimes for women to feel like nobody's listening to you or nobody believes you. So, I mean, that's why I do what I do. So that's part of the reason that I work with women, that I have these resources available, that I have, programs and protocols and different things for you to follow that are actually built for the female body. They're built for women to get better and to stay better, right? And that's the same thing. There's a lot of advice out there for women, but a lot of it is advice for women, but the way that it's delivered is delivered like you would a dude. For a guy, for men, and our bodies are just, they function so differently, right? Like, oh, if you have hot flashes, take these 10 supplements for hot flashes. Okay, but that's how things get recommended for men. And for women, and the way our bodies work and function, that can actually be more harmful than good. So let's just start with the one, right? I mean, doesn't that make more sense? And then work on some other things and other systems in the body to help get things a lot healthier, because the healthier you are, the better you're going to feel, the better things are going to function. Oh, okay. Sorry. End rant. So anyway, thanks for tuning in today, everyone. And hopefully you found this helpful. If you learned something from this or know somebody that could use this message, I would so love and appreciate you sharing this with them. Or if somebody has a great, story, or some things where you're like, yes, oh my gosh, that was me. I went in and got no help, and all the, I would love to hear your story. But there's so many women that are struggling that need help, and that's why I do what I do. So, again, I have that link for the 12-week menopause challenge. You can get on the wait list, get a sneak peek behind the scenes of what that protocol is exactly for women. And then again, I'll put that link for a call with my team if you want that as well. All right. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys later.